Yo, yo, what's good, YouTube? Yo, GOAT, Damelocks on the scene, all that good shit. You already know what it is. I ain't gonna lie to you, they just dropped the Joker trailer a couple days ago. So yeah, I already know I had to tap into this shit. And I had to watch it with emergency awesome, because he goated. Word. Anyways, y'all lock in, because he about to do some real talking. We about to see when this coming. And if it can even tap. Like, if it could even surpass the first one for real. Like, we gonna see. Lock in.
We use music to make us whole, to balance the fractures within ourselves.
I'm nobody. I haven't done anything with my life like you have. Let's get out of here.
What was that, Harley Quinn? Let's get out of here. How they gonna have these two niggas causing mayhem and no Batman?
Tell us, what's changed, Arthur?
Like, how this gonna go?
I'll tell you what's changed. I'm not alone anymore. That's what we should be talking about.
This shit about to be madness, bro. Word. That shorty who played a Harley on the Suicide Squad is the nicest Harley we've seen, so we're gonna see.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. DC just dropped a brand new Joker 2 trailer, so we'll break it all down. There's a bunch of Easter eggs here. Obviously, Harley Quinn being introduced in the movie, probably one of the biggest things. Seems like a lot of the movie takes place inside their shared hallucinations, too. There'll probably be a couple other DC characters that we didn't see in the first movie popping up in this one too in the background. So if you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. Also explain how this sort of fits into the larger canon and what their long-term plans are for this, because it does seem like it's going to be the last Joker movie. Right after the last movie came out,
Like,
Todd
what you gonna
Phillips
do
and
after
Joaquin
Joker-
Phoenix seemed kind of
Joker
non-committal
2?
about doing
No.
a sequel. Todd Phillips definitely didn't want to do one right away, but I think it earning almost $1 billion changed their minds. Like, that was the one thing that turned them around. Like, okay, yeah, fine, we'll do a sequel. And even though it seems like most of the events of the movie take place at Arkham Asylum and at their trial later in the movie, probably the biggest thing people are going to be talking about after this, probably the biggest thing you're wondering about, is it actually going to be a jukebox musical like people thought it was going to be a while ago? People heard the word musical a while ago, so there was a lot of confusion about what that would actually look like, and it seems like they're
Now's the time where you tell me everything's gonna be okay.
Everything's gonna be okay.
You don't know that, Rosa!
Oh God. Okay.
That's a good show. I ain't gonna lie to you. Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
in on it is basically what you see in the trailer. So yeah, it is kind of a musical, probably not in the traditional sense, but a lot of singing and a lot of songs. They said the budget was almost $200 million. I'm sure a lot of that came from the production design as well as the music licensing. The actual song they play across the trailer is What the World Needs Now, and obviously the trailer is all about Arthur Fleck, Joker in this world, talking about how he finally met someone, he's not alone anymore, about Harleen Quinzel. And even though the way she looks, it's not totally clear, like they pass each other in the hallway, you see her make that sign like she's gonna shoot herself in the head, she's got this disheveled looking clothing. I think she's meant to be one of the people that works at Arkham Asylum. There's a little confusion there because of the original backstory on Batman the Animated Series where she was created, and then in the comics, which basically just carried that forward. If you remember the original Suicide Squad movie, that Harley Quinn backstory is the actual comic book backstory of the character. She started out working at Arkham Asylum and trying to treat Joker, then eventually fell in love with him. He twisted her evil, and she became the Harley Quinn that most people know from the comics. You kind of see a version of that happening throughout this trailer, but when you see her for the first time, she already seems pretty out there, just reality-wise. So I think they're using the movie to tell her origin story and how it's possible for someone to actually fall in with Joker the way that Harley Quinn did. Like, she was a little crazy before she met him. But they start out with him in his
Right.
cell at Arkham Asylum with the guards trying to wake him, letting him out for the morning. Notice he says showtime to sort of cue up the language, the musical of it all, like the performance is getting ready to start. They ask him for a joke because Joker. As they take him down the hallway for more treatment, he passes by Harley Quinn, who's singing with the choir. She seems captivated by him, and I'm actually starting to think now, just based on some of this footage, that she's also an inmate at Arkham too, which even though it's a change, like it's a twist from her original origin story, does make a little more sense in the context here of why she could be so twisted already that she would fall in love with Joker. Like another inmate falling in love with him makes a little more sense. Another person
Right.
talks about music being able to help heal people, make them whole, and that's what they're trying to do. Like there's this hole inside Arthur that he's trying to fill, who it seems like is filled by Harley Quinn. They take him outside into the yard for what seems like his regular period that he's allowed to have outside. Notice the way they use color in this trailer too to juxtapose things. It seems like the color design and a lot of the tropes that they're using in this, a lot of the different setups, the scenes, are riffs on the classic musicals from 1960s. Notice we see Harley
It's gonna
Quinn
be clean to
outside
see.
climbing up the same steps like Joker's steps that he was going down in the first movie. She passes him in the hallway at Arkham, makes the sign that she's shooting herself, and they have sort of like their meet cute kind of moment. It's really funny in a twisted kind of way. Based on what she says to him, it sounds like she admires what he did on television, and part of the idea is that everyone around Gotham City is meant to have seen it on television. So he is something of a celebrity. We see the spotlight, the crescendo, Joker on stage in full Joker makeup, looking like he's about to start singing, like the performance is about to start beginning. It's not totally clear if this is part of his hallucination, though, or if it's actually something that he does during the movie. Because there are a lot of moments here during a montage where they're dancing around from different place to place that definitely makes it seem like they're hallucinating things. Here it seems like there's some kind of performance at Arkham that they're both watching together. When she says, let's get out of here, obviously it's a bit of a loaded double meaning. Get out of here as in get out of this room, but also get out of Arkham, break out of Arkham. Then I think they're meant to be hallucinating this dance with the two of them dancing on stage in this part of the performance across the backdrop of the city, as if they're dancing around Gotham City metaphor. Also notice at this point, he has all of his Joker makeup on, but she doesn't have any Harley Quinn makeup on, so this seems like it's a little bit earlier in the film. We get the montage and the song of them waltzing across Gotham City with the backdrop of all of these riots happening, all this crazy stuff. Like I said, I think that they're meant to be hallucinating this, but if you look at his outfit here, he's in a regular non-Joker outfit. So what might have happened is that there's a riot and they use that to escape, and they're dancing across Gotham City, hallucinating, but they
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't understand how the first movie was such a good movie. Like, when I seen the trailer the first time, niggas ain't understand how it could be a good movie. But, like, even watching this second movie, like, it's about to just be this niggas falling in love. Like, I don't really understand. Maybe I just gotta see it. Because, like, I like the fuck out of the first movie. So, like, maybe I'm gonna be
they've
hella
actually
surprised,
already
you know?
escaped. Then we see Joker being chased down the street by two other Jokers. A lot of people wondering what's going on here. Are these two fanboys who are dressed
They gotta
up
be
like Jokers
fans,
chasing
bro.
him? Or is it him hallucinating two other versions of
That-
himself chasing him?
it could be
They might
tripping.
actually be playing with that different perspective during the chase scene where he can't tell whether it's real or not. This scene with them in the background do make it look like they're two totally different people. So I think this is meant to really be happening with him being chased by Joker fanboys. This scene of the television show with Joker and Harley might actually really be happening, not a hallucination, because it does seem like they have a big trial in the city and they themselves both become even bigger celebrities because of that. So this might be another talk show like Murray's talk show where they come on to talk about themselves. Not totally sure if this scene is happening in his head, if it's a hallucination, or if it's really happening because he's dressed up in the tuxedo but also has the Joker makeup on with this giant backdrop, this band behind them. This seems like it's happening much earlier in the movie with them just dragging him back to his cell through Arkham. Notice he's doing his classic laugh. This seems like it's happening towards the end of the movie because she's in full Harley Quinn makeup. Notice you have a bunch of fanboys and fangirls of them in the background holding up signs protesting the police in the court system. We get a scene of her helping him put his Joker makeup on. Then it seems like he's talking to one of the psychologists inside Arkham who's just trying to treat him, and he explains how he's fallen in love with Harley Quinn, like, oh, I found someone like me. Notice as the police are carting him to and from his trial, you see a bunch of people in Joker masks, too. This seems like a hallucination of the two of them, or one of them hallucinating them getting married, her kissing him through the bars at Arkham, them inside one of their hallucinations kissing. Not sure who he's beating up here in the background.
This really
This
is
seems like
gonna
it's
be a
happening in real
whole
life, though, but
ass
he's in his
love
full
movie.
Joker
You can
makeup
just
and his
tell.
outfit, beating the crap out of someone. This was like another part of their hallucination, dancing at the quote-unquote Hotel
A little-
Arkham, like while they're
a
inside
whole lot
Arkham
of
Asylum.
madness.
Notice the sign says vacancy, meaning that there's room for a bunch more people. This also might imply them getting ready to actually escape, like there will be more vacancy because there'll be 2 less people living there. This seems like a riot happening in the street with Harley Quinn smashing the windows of an electronics store with a bunch of TVs showing Arthur talking about something. Maybe it's him on a talk show. This seems like the key to their breakout from Arkham, how they actually escape. It seems like they just start a fire and it just turns into a full-blown riot. Putting her Harley Quinn makeup on for the first time. This is from that scene earlier in the movie where it was raining and they were taking him outside for his outside time. It just seems like he breaks into full-on Joker laughter. And remember, the whole thing is that he isn't laughing because he's happy. He's laughing because he's upset. That's part of the way his disorder works. He laughs more often when he's upset. It seems like there's some kind of explosion inside their trial as well. Harley Quinn pulling the gun on him, this might be before they actually totally get together. This might be a hallucination that Harley Quinn is having where she's putting her makeup on, but it's at his trial, like she's sitting next to the lawyers, but it seems like the spotlight's on her as if she's having a hallucination. This is just from that other scene of them singing and dancing together with the band. Then we see her visiting him,
This movie
saying
gonna
that
be
she
so
wants to see the
confusing
real
watching this
him,
one,
as in
just like
the
the first
actual
one.
Joker persona, drawing the smile with makeup so that as his mouth makes the smile, his face actually moves up and it looks like he's wearing the makeup. Basically trying to tell him that she thinks that the Joker is his real self, like be more like the Joker, let's do this. And as they say during the trailer, if you didn't realize, the movie is coming out in October,
Gonna be
not
a
that
good-
long.
this might be
The actual
entertaining.
subtitle, Folie à Deux, is a French term. It means shared madness. I think it's meant to imply their relationship, Joker and Harley Quinn having a shared madness, because it seems like a lot of the movie is them hallucinating things together.
Nickelodeon was kid everything, but that marked one of the darkest chapters.
These are 3
Generally, the movie is meant to still be Elseworlds. I know there were all kind of theories about it crossing over with the Matt Reeves Batman universe.
I hope
Both
not.
the directors,
Hell
like Matt
no.
Reeves and Todd Phillips, have both said, no way.
Robert
don't know.
Pattinson was just
Thank
cast
God.
as Batman. I know this is a totally different movie, but
we need a
do
new
you
Joker.
see those
I'm not
2
gonna lie.
worlds merging
for that
together
movie.
anytime soon?
No.
Or for his franchise,
Definitely
anyways.
not.
Interesting. No.
My expectation, regardless of how this movie does, like if
Wow.
it does a couple $100 million,
Okay.
if it does many hundreds of millions of dollars, if it does $1 billion, they probably will not do a third movie. Generally, there
God.
are still
How you make a
Elseworlds
sequel
stuff
after
happening.
this
James
one?
Gunn said there would still continue to be Elseworlds movies, but they're still trying to bring everything slowly down to this one single DCU that
DCU
James Gunn is rebooting everything into.
world.
Even though we have that Matt Reeves Batman
And they
Penguin
stop
series
making
with
other
Colin Farrell's version of the
verses,
character that will sort of lead into the Batman 2, also happening later this year, that's still meant to be Elseworlds. Creature Commandos episodes are also supposed to happen at the end of the year. That will technically be the first DCU canon thing. The brand new Superman
even know
movie
if
with
I
David
really want
Cornswet
that.
next year
I'ma
will be
watch
the
it,
actual
but
first
I don't know if I really
live-action
wanna see that.
DCU canon
Bruh.
thing. I am sure there's still going to be some confusion and questions when all this stuff starts coming out later this year. So don't worry, I'll talk about all that when all this stuff winds up coming out. There are a couple of surprises
think I
we
gotta
might
watch
see in
that
Joker 2.
fucking-
Like there might be a version of
that
Harvey
Penguin
Dent
trailer.
because we're talking
That
about his
shit gonna
trial
be
there.
lit.
So the
I
city
ain't gonna lie.
prosecutor would have to be there. So there
Penguin
might be
from
some
Gotham,
Two-Face
he was
references.
goated.
But I think he
Like,
would
you know
still
he
be
gonna
Harvey
kill
Dent
that
though. Like
shit.
he wouldn't have become
Show about the
Two-Face
Penguin
during
gonna
that
be
movie.
lit. I'm not
We
gonna
might
lie.
also see a version of Harvey Dent Two-Face during the Batman 2. There's a bunch of big stuff coming up. There's supposed to be some special Deadpool and Wolverine footage they're showing off at CinemaCon, so I'll try to do a video for everything, whatever they wind up releasing this week. Make
Alright,
sure
bro.
to enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that. Everybody
All right,
click here.
Charlie. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This movie look like it's gonna be cool, but it's gonna be like another confusing ass movie. As long as they don't go for another cash grab and try and make a third one, like it should be like a good little movie. Like I'm tuned in. But I ain't gonna lie, I wanna see that penguin shit. I might watch that. No joke. The penguin, that's gonna be clean. You know, if y'all remember my son from Gotham, bro. That actor, he nailed that shit. Like he used to kill that shit. Bye. Your goat gone. I'm off it like a go. Real talk.